And you want to talk about sheeple. Meh. Keith Olbermann, what happened to you, man? I mean, wow. He used to actually seem like a calm head in the room 15 years ago. And then I don't know what happened. I think when he lost his gig at MSNBC, he lost his damn mind. Because now he's saying shit like this. Keith Olbermann apparently decided to troll Aaron Rodgers after he had an Achilles tendon injury, saying that it happened because he didn't get the vax. How stupid do you have to be to even process that thought, let alone commit it to the printed word, which is exactly what he did?
Well, it sounds to me, I read the article, it sounds to me like he's trying to do the opposite of what the conservatives do when these people have heart attacks and strokes.
Yeah.
So like, well, he probably had a heart attack because he got the vax. And he's doing the exact opposite. Oh, he probably hurt his Achilles because he didn't get the vax, even though the vax has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, it might have something to do with the fact that he's, part of a vicious, violent sport where shit like that happens all the time. I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest. If you ever come up against a professional athlete, it's a whole different class of people.
Oh, yeah.
Some of those football guys, those 240, 250, football dudes that play professional, they move at superhuman speed, and they know how to pick you up and then beat you on the earth. It was the same thing when I had my first professional kickboxing match. I stepped in there. He threw like a hook and a right hand, both landed. And I was like, oh, shit.
Boy.
Because I had not been hit that hard. And I'm like, okay, well, here we are. It's time to go.
It's time to put on your big boy pants, and hopefully you don't shit in them.
But I'm serious. Like, professional athletes are in a class to themselves.
It is what it is. But apparently Keith Olbermann didn't get that memo. Yeah, I mean, he's so busy trying to shill for what essentially amounts to the donor class. Maybe he's frantically hoping that he'll get another TV gig if he shills for Big Pharma hard enough, because Pfizer sponsors every freaking news broadcast under the sun now.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's totally not a conflict of interest there, by the way.
You know what?
I'm reporting.
I'm kind of hoping they would send me like, hey, can we advertise on your podcast? I'd be like, oh, this is going to be a comedy.
Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, but yeah, check this out here. Aaron Rodgers goes dunking on Keith Olbermann. We all love to see it.
Keith Olbermann said that...
you love him, though.
Because you're not vaxxed, that's why it happened.
Yep.
Yeah, get your 5th booster, Keith.
Anyway.
Well, I'm sure Keith Olbermann is paying for the saline solution. We can all probably agree.
Was he let go from MSNBC?
Oh, yeah, he was fired.
Oh, what's he doing now?
Broadcasting out of his basement like a certain stunning and brave, duly elected 81 million votes president.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's good times.
Well, I mean, technically, we're podcasting from a almost an abandoned house called The Lair.
Yeah, true enough.
And we did podcasts out of basements.
Yeah, we did podcasts out of basements, and
yeah.
And now you have, tenants who don't pay rent, the fucking squirrels.
Oh, those motherfuckers. Why do you have to bring that up?
Hey, Mr. Squirrel, I got your eviction notice.
Literally, it went from Friday to Sunday. All day Friday, all night Friday, all day Saturday, all night Saturday night. And I was finally able to whack the motherfucker about 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Oh, I just saw the tumbler over there behind the computer. The Clown World tumbler. Dude, you gotta pass me that. I gotta show that on the air. Or just show it to the camera. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, dude, check that out. Pennywise the Clown got nothing on that shit.
I could put my coffee in it. Or my mocha.
Your mocha.
Hey.
A little bit of mocha, a little bit of cut my balls in there. You might have quite a tasty beverage.
Yeah, and I'm going to thank all the supporters for Sunday. We put together one hell of a list of female bad habits.
Oh, man.
There's like 32 of them in there.
Oh, that's like a 2-part episode. Or maybe a full live stream.
Well,
Who
I'm
knows?
working on the math for it because, when you're a kid, you can deal with a lot more frustration.
Yeah.
And as you get older, right around when you turn 15, the slots of frustration that you can manage goes down radically if you go down the masculine trail. If you go down the feminized trail, it doesn't go down as much, but a little bit. Because women, they never reach frustration saturation, really. Men do, because men get to that wall where I want my peace and tranquility. And literally, it's a drop-off point, and there's very little frustration allowed beyond that point. So I have to put that together in a mathematical presentation. I think that would be good.
That would be good. You know what else is good? Knowing what would happen to Aaron Rodgers if he did get the poke. I mean, it's important to know these things. I mean, we have to take an interest in his health, guys. I mean, after all, because if you didn't get the poke, then you too may not be at risk for Kung flu infection rates. You know, the thing it's supposed to actually save you from?
Yeah.
Boosters increase Kung flu infection rates. That's one here. And then we have a warning that turbo cancers are spreading dramatically. This is not normal. And by the way, almost all of these articles have been written and distributed and peer-reviewed and all whatnot in the last 2 weeks alone.
Well, here's the thing when it comes to this kind of shit. Cancer thrives in sugary environments and where there's a lot of inflammation.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the spike protein, from what I've read, causes basically universal irritation throughout your body. Mainly because the spike proteins make it harder for your blood to actually pump effectively through your arteries and veins.
Oh.
And those spikes irritate the walls of the veins and the arteries. And if you're an older individual, you get that hyperimmune response where stuff sticks to it. Before you know it, you're like, oh, blood's not going to my heart. I'm going to the lobby.
Bye-bye.
Or you have a stroke, and there's whole montages on Rumble. I saw one that was 48 minutes long.
Oh, man. That's the longest one I've heard of yet.
People dropping dead or falling out on baseball, diamonds, basketball courts, football fields.
Yep, 12-year-old
rugby.
kids, walking along like nothing is wrong, fall flat on their face.
Well, yeah, and there was this one woman, she was playing volleyball for a college team, jumps up to spike the ball. I don't know if she lived or died. It was only a 10-second clip.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But that's going up too.
Yep.
Experts raise alarm as excess child deaths spike rapidly. From what I understand, the increase in cancer cases among the youth is up 80%. And those are just the cases that we know about.
Yep.
And then you've got right here, 92% of EIU deaths in 2022 were triple poked.
Come on now. This is insane.
So not only is Keith Olbermann stupid, apparently he wants Aaron Rodgers dead.
Well, when it comes to the people who get sick easier if they got the vax, what the vax does is it turns one portion of your immune system into the bionic man.
Yeah. If it actually works correctly.
And the rest, the thing is your body, there's 6 or 8 major immune response mechanisms in your body.
Yeah.
And they all work in conjunction with each other. It's like a symbiotic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you take one and you turn him into Superman, and all the rest of them are like, yeah, we could take it easy because he's got it covered.
Fine.
And it really doesn't.
Yeah.
So, and that actually leads to cancer because every single day, I don't care how old you are, your body is destroying cancer cells and either recycling them or pissing or shitting them out. That's just the way it works.
Is that why my butthole burns sometimes?
And if you have the rest of that immune system not working properly, it's not going to see the cancer when it pops up.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, it's a major problem. And it's hard to deal with then. Either you have to cut it out or do the chemo or starve it.
Yep.
Shit.
I mean, the chemo does not work, I'll tell you that, because they literally pump it into your body in a glucolic solution. So that they're feeding you cancer fuel while they're allegedly giving you the cure.
Well, I talked to a doctor about that, and he was like, yes, all of the lactate ringers have a base coat of sugar. But when you put the chemo in there and the cancer eats the sugar, it also eats the chemo, because apparently cancer cells consume glucose 2 times more than standard cells.
I don't know. When the third leading cause of death in the country is medical treatments, I tend to take what doctors have to tell me with a grain of salt now.
I think that's
just saying. One thing that I noticed in the chat really quick was Eric said that our government is very quiet about this. Well, yes, they are very quiet about this. Why? Because they're in on it. And secondly, because even when people actually ask questions within our own government, they get stonewalled.
Uh-huh.
Biden's FDA has refused to hand over the COVID shot safety data to Senator Johnson, so they won't even allow the elected representatives of this country to look into it.
Yeah, I know. That's ridiculous.
How lovely, because, that's what a taxpayer-funded government bureaucracy is supposed to do, right? Keep secrets from its citizens, even though we pay for all of it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're totally on your side.
And listen, it's nothing new.
Nope.
I mean, I was reading some of those horrible experiments that were done by alphabet agencies on the general population in the 50s and 60s.
Yep.
And it didn't come out for 20, 30 years later and we made a mistake. Fuck you.
I mean, that's a scary thought to think of. That not only has this been going on, and, a lot of people are just waking up to it, or is it just the fact that information now is so readily and quickly accessible that we're getting knowledge of this stuff so soon? Like, if it has been this bad all along, oh, man, we're so fucked.
Yeah, we are fucked sideways with a walking slipper, man. It's bad.
With it's a spit roasting from hell, man. Woo!
Yeah, that's something you got to go to the emergency room to get removed.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.